welcome to Nollywood Radio France. I'm your host, Cyprian Johnson, and I'm here today with my partner, Rebecca Monnier, all the way from Houston, Texas. She joins me on Skype, and our special guest today is A.B. Sallu. Mr. A.B. Sallu, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's very great to be here.
Could you please introduce yourself to our listeners?
My name is A.B. Sallu. Obviously, I'm a filmmaker based in Houston, Texas. And we over here doing the good fight for the Nollywood USA filmmaking community out here. And that's what we're about, and that's what we're trying to promote.
Okay, my first question will be, what type of producer, director, or script writer? Because I know too well that in the Nollywood industry, we do everything. It's the director. You might be the director, the producer, and everything about the set. So, what type of director? Let me just use that. Are you? What type of director are you, or producer?
I'm a very cool and passionate director. I mean, a lot of times I get a lot that's very patient, but a lot of things we do out here too is kind of on a small scale. So a lot of times we find ourselves doing these multiple jobs on set. And as far as I'm involved, I mostly do the directing. Usually I do the writing, and I'm involved in the editing. For the camera and cinematography, we usually have people, professionals out here that come on board to handle it.
Okay. Now, the next question will come from Rebecca. Rebecca, to you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And Mr. A.B. Sallu, again, thank you so much for coming today. We really appreciate you giving us a little bit of your time. Thank you. We actually know, both I and Cyprian know, that you are working or currently now in post-production of maybe, if not, the biggest traditional kingdom movie ever done in the United States, and it's being done right here in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
We want you to talk a little bit about that project, and also we want you to tell us what kind of energy and hard work has come into you putting that product out for us.
Okay, yeah, indeed, that's very, very true. We are actually in the process of post-production on Bloodline Battle, which we're hoping to see this summer. But I really want to credit Papa G and the main producer, John O'Connor, for really getting this thing started. Because initially when they came to me, I felt like maybe, being in American culture and not too connected with the culture back home, I felt maybe I wasn't the right person to initially do it, but they, thankfully, they stuck by me and they believed in me. So I figured I had to start doing research. So none of this was even written until I had to start doing research into culture, into the kingdoms. And the story they actually wanted to tell was about an ousted queen who got her power taken from her in Nigeria, and she's forced into exile, where she continues to, do the good fight to try to get her family back on the throne. So the most exciting thing about it deals with culture in the sense of what's happening back home and how that translates over here with the people who are still involved with that culture. Like most of African countries always have their representatives over here, and those representatives are always in touch with their villages or their constituents back home. So the movie takes place pretty much from that past into present day in America and how that fight continues. So I think it's a very, very engaging, very educated story that we hope be able to tell these cultural stories from our perspective over here while connecting back home.
Right.
Hopefully it's not long.
Okay, Rebecca, let me ask him one question, okay? So,
Yeah.
What compels you to tell this story, and what inspired you to come up with the idea?
Well, again, I came up with probably I wrote the screenplay. Let me just put that. But the idea was initially from Papa G and John Acosta. There was a 5-page treatment that they brought to me of a story about a queen who was doing whatever it took to get her children back on the throne. So a part of me always wanted to tell a kind of cultural story. Well, the hope was always to be able to go back to Africa, part of it, but sometimes I guess we're cornered by the budgets that we have in these projects. But I really felt like there was something unique I could do with the story that has really not been done. And I was just excited to just be a part of that. I mean, in general, it wasn't that. In that point in time, I've been doing other contemporary projects. I felt like this was just something different, and I felt like it really take on.
Now, Rebecca, over to you.
Right, and I absolutely agree with you, AB, when you said that the story would show a picture of both the European culture and the African culture. I think that's amazing that you guys are actually able to put this together in the U.S. and even just the ability to combine such culture together and not only respectfully tell the story by giving credit to whom credit is due as far as the cultural relationship of the story itself, but you also made the audience, I felt, aware of the European culture as well. It must have been a very, very different route for you guys, because you had to bring to this project pretty much people involved in Nollywood, and not just one or two faces like you would normally do in the normal Nollywood film, because this movie is such a big movie. You guys brought quite a few members of the Nollywood community together to this project. How are you guys able to pull that off? It's not easy.
It was a space. We did a good job of spreading our intentions with film, and luckily we had a group of people, especially here in the United States, who are both culturally aware of the African community and here, and they were just excited to be part of it. So we reached out, we did auditions, we got some interesting talents. Our lead queen, her name is Esther.
Okay.
And she plays the lead as queen, and we were able to pull all the talent together, the likes of Perez, Sierra Leonean. We have an interesting newcomer in Yemi. His name is Yemi Abubakar.
Okay.
We had the always confident and talented Sunny Keze.
Wonderful.
And among others, I mean, I know I'm probably saying names right now, but yeah, everybody did a good job. We were proud of the cast. It was a small, well, it wasn't really a small, it was a big undertaking, because we were ready. We felt confident that we were telling something unique, and hopefully we get people to respond to it positively.
Absolutely. We'll do our best to spread the word for you as well, because we do want everyone to be a part of this. I think it's great for us to be able to tell such an awesome story, which is another reason why I'm so happy you're here to actually share such a marvelous news with us. So of course we're gonna ask this question no matter what. So what is the premiere looking like? I mean, do we have locations together? Is there a date? What's going on with that? Where's the trailer?
It's so early. We're hoping for a summer release, but I mean, we've learned our lessons from the past with failure and stuff. So we're taking our time. Let's just say we're taking our time to give people a product that's worth their time.
Okay.
And and we want people to have a very pleasant experience. So we're taking our time over here to make sure we do everything right and make sure that this movie is worth it.
Okay.
So that's what we're working on now.
So AB, are we gonna see a teaser anytime soon? I mean, what are you gonna put in our mouth for the main time?
Actually, the teaser already in the works right now.
Okay.
It's already done. Still, but still being on the review. We're still trying to perfect it.
Okay.
But yeah, you should be able to see a teaser sometime in early March. I'm hoping.
Okay. Sounds wonderful. And being the professional that you are, Mr. Sallu, so what other projects should we be looking for? And by the way, listeners, I will have a profile of A.B. Sallu on NollywoodSpotlight.blogspot.com. So you are going to get full credential of this gentleman. He truly is an awesome, a perfectionist, a virtuoso at what he does. It's the truth. It really is the truth. I have yet to see a project that's worth anyone's while in Nollywood USA, and you're not part of it. Google his name if you think otherwise. He's already on Google. So, so what are the projects that you to work on?
As always, I have a whole bunch of stuff down the pipeline. My focus for 2014, more specifically, was for me to just be able to work, but not just work, like do positive material that I feel like it brings to the table, that brings something unique to. And to that regard, I'm actually working on a film right now called A Message to Brian from K-Cell Productions, and our lead producer on that is, her name is Stella Icon.
Wonderful.
And yeah, that is looking pretty awesome too, and that actually will also be out around the summer, so we might be getting 2 films.
All right.
You'll be listening to Nollywood Radio France. Keep on checking on our website www.nollywoodradiofrance.com. Thanks for listening.